Ash and John Barrett are watching this one for us.
There's going to be a system of challenges, which we had for the first time this year in Miami at the Master Series event there, and it was very successful. The public liked it. They could see it on the giant screen, and the players were allowed unlimited number of challenges, but only 2 errors per set.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's fair enough.
$15 left. Left. So
it seems that Lee's lead is just about to be wiped out.
Game Hewitt. Three games all. First set.
3 games apiece. 3-love to Lee on the break of serve in the second game, and he lost his own in the 5th with that double fault.
Well, he's going to really need to focus now, Lee, and slow the tide really towards Hewitt. He's getting a bit pumped up now. Leighton. Oh, there's another missed return. Not a particularly tough serve. Just overran it a little bit. Put his leg across, and the ball wasn't quite as wide as he thought it was. So just a little bit close to it.
Good serve. Set this one up. Plenty of time. He could take his pick which side he went. This sort of stuff brings tears to Tim Henman's eyes over the years. Just running wide, a small gap to hit it into. Should have probably covered the line a bit more there, Lee.
Game, Lee. New balls, please.
Just asking for a towel.
Lee leads 4-3. First set.
Doesn't want to give his opponents any free points, and that's the relentless pressure that we usually see from Leighton Hewitt. Constantly making all the returns and making you have to work so hard to win every single point.
Loud 15. now
players slowing that rally down, particularly Hewitt, just wanting to get the ball back into play. And there's John Fitzgerald in the yellow, Davis Cup captain, former Wimbledon doubles winner with Anders Jared. I think Thomas Schmidt.
15.
No, I don't think he did. Well, he's runner-up with me anyway. Back in, what year was that, Fitzy? 85. Beat McEnroe and Fleming and lost to Guntard and Tarozzi in the final. It was all his fault, of course. I'll remind him of that daily. Oh, there's a forehand. Look at the follow through here.
15-40.
Yeah, watch this follow through. Whee, right up the back around the head to curl it around.
And 2 break points.
A clever play.
30-40.
That's what a competitor does. He knows, he goes to the weakness under the big time. Says, okay, well, if you're good enough, let's see you hit it on your weaker side.
Oh dear, that was his favourite shot too.
Dukes.
Break point, unable to make it.
Advantage.
A couple of come-ons there from Hewitt. Yeah, but it really was pretty poor play there from Lees. Just a couple of backhands. It's his favourite side too. Good serve.
Game Hewitt.
So he's out of trouble. Hewitt. Typical
4
fighting
games
qualities.
off. First set.
So we're back on level terms for all.
Love.
Little snarl of dismay from Hewitt when he missed that one. Wasn't too difficult.
That's another return he's missed. And he's just getting used to the grass out here. Good forehand. And it's every court's slightly different. Certainly the major courts, centre court and court 1 are definitely different than the courts out the back. Usually the courts out the back are a little bit harder. These ones on centre court don't get any play at all before the championships, other than you'll correct me if I'm wrong, just the little social.
The members, the lady members, are invited to come out and just patter around on the courts. Oh yes, that two-hander down the line, one of his great strengths.
It's a deadly shot, isn't it?
30-15.
They have such control, the two-handers, don't they?
It's not fair, really.
They have 3 advantages: control, power, and disguise. Of course, there is one drawback, and that is reach. You have to be very fast. An uncharacteristic miss.
40-15.
Way more than he would like. A nice short forehand in the middle of the court.
Yes, that's a slightly worrying statistic, that, at this stage.
Game lead. Lee leads 5 games to 4. First set.
Him, probably just a little bit too easy. So he's going to have to work himself into this match and get his concentration going.
Thank you.
I'd like to see him. I know he's been trying to be more attacking, to get near the net, and he can do it in practice, and he can certainly volley very, very well. I think he's sort of almost got to break out of shell and finally do it.
15 left.
Nasty bounce. Just happened to hit that dry pad on the line. Lucky for Hewitt, it was out, called out.
He had a difficult year last year, did Hewitt, really, because he had an injury when he was playing in Indian Wells to a big toe. And the final he was playing Federer, lost that one, but then had to have surgery on the toe.
Oh.
30-15.
Well, it's just he just had enough angle to get that one. He certainly had to hit a winner off it. It would have been there. Whip it across court. Too short. You hear it? Just too short.
30 all.
It's a big point, this. 4-5, 30 all, a must win. Took a little pace off it, 117.
40-30.
MPH, and made sure it was in and deep.
And Lee played safe, didn't he? Almost too safely. Sort of just tried to push it back and didn't really give it a full hit.
Game Hewitt. Five games all. First set.
So Beck relieved, I think, to see her husband closing that game out nicely with 2 good serves from 30 all.
Left.
Because he's a great hero in Korea, where he's the best player, and of course plays Davis Cup for them all the time.
Best player ever, I would have thought.
He is.
Do you know any Korean players other than him?
No, he is the leading and only player of note on the tour.
I do like their tennis. It's certainly
15 all.
Plenty of players there. Lots of tournaments. They haven't really produced anybody other than this man. This is crunch time. This is like Agassi today. This is usually where these top players really come into their own, putting their opponent under pressure, or just refusing to make a mistake. Now, Hewitt hasn't been so good at that today, but let's see. What on earth was that? That was the most stupid drop shot I think I've ever seen. This guy's arguably the quickest guy on the court
15-40.
in the world, and that's a poor drop shot. And set up an easy shot.
2 break points.
Good
Yes.
from Lee.
Beautiful control of length.
30-40.
Forcing Hewitt back on his heels. So important that the ball should be deep, unless, of course, you're going for a short angle. Good first serve.
Deuce.
Yeah, good first serve. Nothing special. Still, Hewitt gave a bit of a yell at himself then. Quickly, a quick glance up to his team to say, "What am I doing? Got to make that." I know what he's like. Won't be happy about that. And I like that. A bit like Andy Murray. You make a mistake and unforced error. Not acceptable in this standard of tennis.
Advantage Hewitt.
It was a cunning shot. Going back behind him and getting yet another break point, his third. Oh, well played. Good thing he was awake there, Pat.
Deuce.
Yes, that's right. I mean, he really had to hit the winner there, pick one side or the other, and realized, well, Hewitt's over there. I better give it a big smack and cover the line quickly. Of course, he could have gone down the line, but he's busy watching the ball. Sometimes you just don't know where your opponent is. It often happens when the lob goes up, of course.
It's when you need 3 eyes. Oh, well played.
Advantage Lee.
He's under terrific pressure in this game, and that was a commendable rally in the circumstances. He's already saved 3 virtual set points. Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
Lee. Lee leads 6 games to 5. First set.
Player. So no particular weaknesses, but there's no great strengths either. Very good backhand, I suppose that's probably strength.
Loud 15.
That's not what you want. First point just to of the game. Serving to stay in the set, serving a double fault. Underestimate how crucial the first point of the game is.
Good drop shot that time.
It's gutsy, wasn't it? It was gutsy because
15 on.
Lee was just about there. Any deeper, any higher, And the ball would have just been high enough for Lee to be able to hit down on as opposed to up.
(30-15). (40-15).
3 aces now.
Again, another short ball that Lee was able to hit hard. The depth, I think, is the thing that would be concerning me most about Hewitt's game.
Lack of.
Yes, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, Hewitt. Six games all. First set, tiebreak.
Well, that's always a good ploy. The wrong footing drive behind your opponent if the surface is at all slippery. And there's still a bit of green in these courts. So we're at 6-all on the tiebreak.
Almost getting too dry at the back of the court now. So it's this might be long before it's dead grass. You'll be sliding along the dry stuff.
1-0.
Well, I couldn't pick a winner in this tiebreaker. I think at the moment they're very even.
His second ace.
You would think a more experienced player would win when it comes under pressure. The tiebreaker.
Well, he's got a little bit of grass court form, you know. He was a semi-finalist at Queen's in 2004. Lost to Grosjean that time, so he can play on grass. This man can certainly play on grass. Wimbledon champion 3 times in a row he won at Queen's before Roddick's 3.
I guess what nationality those guys were. Oh, lovely. Well, you might as well go for it.
2-1.
Again, short, inside the service line, right onto the forehand, plenty of angle to work with. Deserved that. The players are too scared to hit that and come in after it because of the power of Hewitt's passing shots. Because if it doesn't come back, you don't have to worry about hitting the next one.
And 1 mini break apiece.
Lee.
Well, competing strongly is Lee against this little terrier.
Great play.
3 all.
Oh, he's saying it's wide. Saying it was on the line, but it was the baseline, not the sideline.
He didn't hear the call, Hewitt.
No.
And it was actually in.
Right on the back edge.
So, 4-2.
Well, damaging the short second serve. Regardless of how close it was still a very attacking return off a poor second serve, to be honest.
And exactly what you would hope to see a player try and do.
Yep. Not a lot of that going on these days, is there? There's certainly not of that then following it in.
2-4.
He went for it again. With a clean winner of this almost identical shot.
4-3. Lead.
A few points ago.
Worth a try, you know, when you've got the odd point ahead of the tiebreaker on the opponent's serve.
Well, he should hit that one in. It was not particularly difficult shot. He probably just overplayed it a little bit. Just went for it a bit too much. Just eased back a fraction and said, okay, I'm going to hit it in, and I'm going to be ready for the next one, follow it up, and if it's a good one, I'll go back defensively.
Good serve.
5-3. Lead.
So this is the key moment. If he can hold this one, he gets the set point.
The miss hit confused him.
Lead.
Kicking himself for that, won't he? Because it was a miss-hit ball right there, slightly miss-hit. It went up high. He thought, oh, that's going out, and the miss sort of wobbled. It had dropped, and he knew it as soon as it went past. He's like, oh no. I think we've all been there, haven't we, JB? We've been.
Oh yes.
That one go over his shoulders and go, oh no. What was I thinking?
The trouble is with those miss hits that there's so much fizzing topspin on it, the ball is going to dip. As it did. 4-5.
Oh dear. Complete miss hit, bad bounce.
6-4.
There's quite a few funny bounces in the middle of the court there. It's getting chopped up after
seemed to shoot that ball, didn't it?
Just stayed low. They're still low a little bit there.
So it's set point.
On the line. On the line.
Game on first serve,
Bounce
please.
again. 2 in a row.
Seven games to 6.
That's a forced error.
30 all.
He's hitting the ball very crisply, is Kyung Taek Lee today. Taking the ball nice and early.
Yes. Again, grab a short forward, quick return, setting that up.
30-42.
Said very crisply, clean hit. Right back to Hewitt. Just like Agassi. Smack that return back and wait for this next ball to put away.
Got a bit too close to it there.
Deuce. Advantage Hewitt.
Another good call there, I think. Just wide.
Game Hewitt.
Well, Cyclops really had a
First
good look at
game,
that one.
second set.
Thought it was a bit long. Well, it just caught the back of the line. The Cyclops machine certainly didn't beep. Although I don't think that is 100% correct always, that Cyclops. It's pretty accurate.
Difficult on a grass court where the surface isn't absolutely 100%, but that looked miles long. Let's have another look. Hawkeye thinks it clipped the line. Well, I'd better go back to the get a new pair of glasses, I think. Well, the score line is there. Love 1. Second set.
Oh. 15 love. Third love. Oh. 40 love. Game lead.
Yes, that's good serving, you know. A lot of first balls in. Very accurate.
1 game on. Second set.
Hewitt stretch to the maximum. Quickly to 1-all. The pressure's all on Hewitt at the moment. He had to save a break point, remember, in that first service game of this set.
Yes, he's going to be. He's going to have to watch it. He's a champion. He usually pull it back, his concentration back pretty quickly. That was a very makeable volley. What Hewitt didn't do then was to get in very quickly. He hit the approach shot, almost waited. There you go. He just sort of didn't really get in quickly like we know he can. And volley made it tougher than was necessary. Now he's going to be reluctant to move forward, and I think he needs to move forward to put some pressure on Lee, but he's not going to want to now. Yeah, that's a good backhand.
Beautiful shot.
Particularly where Hewitt was here. He's come up a little bit closer to the baseline. There he is, and that's skidded right through. Nice green stuff there. I think this court's a little bit harder to rally on than the centre court. I think it's a few more bad bounces, I suppose, slightly chopped up. Somehow Agassi manages to do it. I don't know how he manages to do it. Age of 36, can still go out there and rally and get everything clean.
That's all.
Perfectly directed. Doesn't have to be that fast if you can be as accurate as that. 111 is all it was, and you can certainly hit it faster than that.
That's it. Game Hewitt. New balls, please. Hewitt leads 2-1. Seconds.
He has to do a lot harder work. And often we see Hewitt come off from a 3-set match with 12 aces and sometimes none.
Well, here we are. No breaks yet. This set, 1-2. Those are the worrying ones, really. It was a perfectly routine forehand, missed by miles.
That one skidded through. Same spot as
15 on.
Lee had hit the previous point. It's a slightly grassy bit there. Can't always go for the big swing and power shot. It's where the slice shot of something like Federer is dangerous.
.30-15.
Such a lovely, fluent striker of the ball is Lee, that he's catching Hewitt by surprise often, taking it early.
.40-15. Game lead. Two games on. Second set.
2-all second set. I'm just thinking, Pat, you know, we might find it difficult to get this match completed tonight. Local time, 7 o'clock, what, 2 hours of daylight left? And there could be at least 2 hours of tennis here ahead of us.
Yeah, 2 hours of good tennis by the way things are looking. They're expect Hewitt to make a bit of a comeback here.
Well, you'd expect that.
I'm sure he will, but he's got to start putting a bit of oomph into some of these shots. Otherwise, he's dropping them short, and Lee is standing up there and having a hit at them. He certainly had a hit at that second serve. It was just a little bit too good.
Let first.
Funny jump. There's certainly been some strange bounces out here. More of a reason to get into the net, I would have thought. Get into the net, that did less ground strokes, let the bad bounces make the opponent struggle even more with the passing shots.
Let first. .30-15.
So many of these backhand, just in the middle of the rally. Hewitt is hitting it straight down the middle of the court. Now, I'm not sure if that's a tactic of his, just to try and reduce the angles or the ability for Lee to get a hit cross court or down the line, but certainly not doing any good.
40-15.
Yeah, it's very good reaction here from Hewitt.
Should have really gone cross court or lob, really, for Lee. Yeah, see how close Hewitt is to the net. Good accurate pickup, though.
Game Hewitt. Hewitt leads 3-2, second set.
Because he's got a kid and he's got a wife to travel with, and there's just other things in life. I don't really know, but he hasn't quite got that refusal to make mistakes. He's not quite as aggressive as he has been. Not aggressive as in his tactics, but aggressive in his mental attitude.
15 left.
There's a shot that he wouldn't normally miss. Yet again, another return. Pretty standard sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's
not a bad serve by any means.
But he was so deadly in those circumstances.
$15
Winners, unforced errors there. Winners at the top, both unforced errors. Now 17, that's a lot for Hewitt. That is a lot.
30-15.
I mean, you'd normally see Hewitt in, well, a set and a half here. 17 unforced errors, boy. I mean, he would be in a 5, 6, something like that. Lee wouldn't be happy with his unforced errors either, to be perfectly honest. There's both the players too many. Quite a few winners from Hewitt though.
Another of those big points coming up here.
Better depth, great depth. Right near the baseline.
Battle of wills going on in that rally. And Hewitt refused to offer him any comfort of a short ball. So here's the break point he was working so hard for.
Players don't like to come to the net unless they've got unbelievable approach shot.
And the trademark, come on. Well, that used to upset certain individuals. Doesn't worry me at all.
Doesn't worry me in here. I'm not playing out there, though. He just hit a winner past me.
But it's not in the face of the opponent. I mean, it's just encouraging himself. Come on.
Yeah, I think the players are kind of annoyed at the fact that he was doing it all the time. And don't see it as often now. Just big points and great shots.
15 left.
And it is his way of pumping himself up.
Certainly a trademark for him in Australia. Kids all do that at the tennis club. I do it too as a joke.
What? 30 love.
Some running done here.
40 love.
It's a great drop shot, actually, from Lee. Somebody of Hewitt's speed could get there and be able to control the next shot. Still volleyed.
40-15.
That's what happens if you don't do enough with the half volley. Just sitting up a little bit too high. Most players will go cross court if they have time. Why? Good question, actually. Easy shot.
It's because it makes the next shot so difficult. If you can get to those dipping balls, almost certainly you're hitting it up. Then you're able to hit the next winner.
Hewitt leads 5 games to 2 second set.
And speaking about slice backhands, I copied her backhand slice growing up. The exact shot we just saw. I was watching her play as a youngster and went out there and started practicing like that, and constantly see her backhand slice in my head whenever I was growing up.
Now 15.
Margaret Court's been, she was voted the greatest Australian Open player of all time. Now, just trying to remember how many she won. I think she won 7 singles titles.
She won 11 Australian titles in singles.
11, was it?
Yes, 11 of her 24 altogether. 24 Grand Slam singles titles. 11 of them were at
11. That's unbelievable.
in Australia.
I got the 1 final. I got the 2 finals. I was happy with that. One, not completely, of course.
30-15.
Nice ace there. I think that's his 4th today.
Better return. Hewitt is finally starting to get some depth on some of his ground strokes, particularly his returns. Giving back a little bit of what Lee has been giving to him.
40-13.
This is a good serving exhibition.
Certainly do it. Break for the set.
Actually delivered straight into the hitting zone. Hewitt didn't have to move his feet at all.
Whoop. L Hewitt.
Hits the back end, tries to get in quickly, but I mean, that was a great shot. He's even covered the line there, Lee. But boy, he's so accurate with that passing shot. How many times have you seen him hit the line?
Game on second